도널드 트럼프 대통령의 관세 폭탄 선언으로 지난 목요일부터 전 세계 주식시장이 무너진 가운데 그동안 주말 골프를 치고 대통령 전용기 에어포스원으로 돌아오는 길에서 인터뷰를 진행했는데 여기서 트럼프 대통령이 과연 관세를 철회할 것인가 혹은 잠시 멈출 것인가를 비롯한 다양한 질문 공세가 이어졌습니다. 또한 일론머스크가 유럽과의 관세를 0으로 만들고 싶다는 질문에 대해서도 대답을 했습니다.
I'm hopeful, for example, with the tariffs that at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America.
많은 이들은 주식시장이 폭락하고 현재 시간에도 미 주식 선물 등이 5% 이상 하락하고 있는 상황인데도 트럼프 대통령의 답변을 듣고 충격을 받았다고 하는데 과연 뭐라고 이야기하는지 보시겠습니다.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Mr. President. Good. Any questions?
How was the golf tournament?
Very good. Because I won. It's good to win. You heard I won, right?
What
Did
was
you
your
hear I
score,
won?
sir?
Just to back it up. You were there. I won.
What's your
I like
handicap these
to win.
days?
Very low. I have a very low handicap. Okay, let's go.
Sir, Chinese foreign
Back up a little
Sure.
bit.
The Chinese Foreign Ministry said that the market has spoken when asked about the tariffs. What do you make of
The
that?
market has spoken when they look at the fact that we have $1 billion trade deficit. When you look at the trade deficit that we have with certain countries, way over $1 billion per country. But with China, it's $1 trillion. And we have to solve our trade deficit with China. We have $1 trillion trade deficit with China. Hundreds of billions of dollars a year we lose with China. And unless we solve that problem, I'm not going to make a deal. Now, I'm willing to deal with China, but they have to solve their surplus. We have a tremendous deficit problem with China. They have a surplus of at least $1 trillion a year. I think it's like $1.1 trillion. And I want that solved. And no other president's taken it on. I had to take it on the last time, and then we had a rigged election. No other president's taken it on. And so China is, they say the market's spoken. China is right now taking a big hit because everyone knows we're right. They have to pay tariffs because otherwise we have a surplus, that they have a surplus with us that is not sustainable.
Mr. President.
And we're talking about $1 trillion, you know that, right? We're not going to lose $1 trillion for the privilege of buying pencils from China.
On the idea of crashing the markets on purpose, there's been some speculation, partly because of the video that was posted on Truth Social, that there was some sort of deliberate effort on your part to have the market sell off. Can you talk about that?
No, that's not so. But I do want to solve the deficit problem that we have with China, with the European Union and other nations. And they're going to have to do that. And if they want to talk about that, I'm open to talking. But otherwise, why would I want to talk? And as you know, because of the tariffs, we have $7 trillion already committed to be invested in the United States, building auto plants, building chip companies, and all sorts of companies are coming into our country at levels that we've never seen before. Biden had nothing coming in. This was a dead country with Biden. He didn't know what he was doing, and that's now been proven at least.
This weekend, you talked to a lot of leaders this weekend. Can you tell us, sir, were there any deals made?
I spoke to a lot of leaders, European, Asian, from all over the world. They're dying to make a deal. But I said, we're not going to have deficits with your country. We're not going to do that because to me a deficit is a loss. We're going to have surpluses or we're at worst going to be breaking even. But China would be the worst in the group because the deficit is so big and it's not sustainable. And I was elected on this. This was one of the biggest reasons I got elected was exactly because of this. And we're going to put tariffs, we've already put them on. It's not a question of we will. We're going to put them on. And those tariffs next year will make us $1 trillion. In addition to the $1 trillion, thousands of companies are going to relocate back into the United States. In North Carolina, we will be taking in over $1 trillion over the next short period of time with the tariffs that I've already instituted. They're already in place. Now, what's going to happen with the market, I can't tell you, but I can tell you our country has gotten a lot stronger. And eventually, it'll be a country like no other. It'll be the most dominant country economically in the world, which is what it should be.
Is there a Trump put though? Is there pain in the market at some point? You're unwilling to tolerate this idea of a Trump put. Is there a threshold?
I think your question is so stupid. I mean, I think it's I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something, and we have such a horrible. We have been treated so badly by other countries because we had stupid leadership that allowed this to happen. They took our businesses, they took our money, they took our jobs, they moved it to Mexico, they moved it to Canada, they moved a lot of it to China, and it's not sustainable. We're not going to do it. Now we have hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country on a monthly basis. It's pouring, it's already started because they put tariffs on. And eventually it's going to straighten out and our country will be solid and strong again.
Elon Musk has said he hopes for zero tariffs between the U.S. and Europe. Is that a place you'd like to also get to?
Well, the problem is that Europe has made a fortune with us. You know, Europe also has had a tremendous surplus with the United States. Europe has treated us, it's a little smaller, but they've treated us very, very badly. China has, but Europe has also. Europe has been very, very bad to us. Europe has taken our leaders for a ride. They don't take our cars. They don't take our food products. They don't take anything. And we take their cars, Mercedes, Volkswagen, BMW. You know, we take their millions of cars. They take no cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take anything. Europe's treated us very badly. We put a big tariff on Europe. They are coming to the table. They want to talk. But there's no talk unless they pay us a lot of money on a yearly basis. Number one for present, but also for past. Because they've taken a lot of our wealth away, and we're not going to allow it to happen.
Sir, have you talked to any tech leaders over the weekend about the tariffs?
Yeah, I talked to the biggest in the world. I talked to the biggest of them all. Many of them, but I've talked to, I would say 4 or 5 that are considered the biggest. They don't, and you know what they said? We don't blame you.
Who did you talk to?
I don't want to say. I'll put it out. I may give it to you.
NVIDIA CEO?
I have to find out if they mind. You know, I don't know if that was a confidential call or not, but we had 5 or 6. I've spoken to many countries. They all want to do, just so you understand the power of what I'm doing. Every country is calling and being very solicitous of us. Very, very nice. They're being very nice. And we have to be able to justify. This is not sustainable. A lot of money on NATO in order to protect European nations. We cover them with military, then we lose money on trade. The whole thing is crazy. Go ahead, another question, please.
Sir, about TikTok.
She has too many questions.
Sir, about TikTok, there was a report that there was about to be a deal, but China changed its mind because of the tariffs.
I'd say it was largely true. The report is that we had a deal pretty much for TikTok. Not a deal, but pretty close. And then China changed the deal because of tariffs. If I gave a little cut in tariffs, they'd approve that deal in 15 minutes, which shows you the power of tariffs.
이처럼 트럼프 대통령은 아직 관세를 전혀 낮출 생각이 없는 것으로 보이긴 하는데요. 미국 투자기관에서는 관세가 몇 주만 지속되어도 미국은 상당한 경제 침체 위험에 빠진다고 경고하는데, 과연 트럼프 대통령이 수십 년간 젊었을 때부터 품어온 관세 비공정에 관한 신념을 유지할지, 아니면 너무 빠른 시간에 마켓이 무너져 생각을 바꿀지는 지켜봐야 할 것 같습니다. 간밤에 미국 상무부 장관이 긴급 제동을 걸고 관세 위에 비슷한 발표를 한다는 루머도 돌고 있는데, 과연 강경한 트럼프 대통령이 어떻게 이 문제를 풀어나갈지 지켜봐야 할 것 같습니다. 여기서 잠시 구독자분들과 가족을 위해 좋은 특가 행사 소개시켜드리도록 하겠습니다. 인생의 60대에 접어들면서 이제 노후 준비와 더불어 가장 신경 써야 하는 것이 뇌 건강이라고 하는데요. 실제 가족분들이 가장 두려워하는 것은 치매와 같은 질병이며, 환우가 발생하면 너무 고통이 크다고 합니다. 정신적, 육체적인 괴로움은 물론이고 매월 수백만 원의 경제적 비용이 따르기 때문이죠. 나이가 들어가시는 부모님이 하루가 다르게 점점 다른 모습을 보이실 때 안타까운데요. 특히 깜빡깜빡 무엇을 잘 잊으시는 모습은 세월의 무상함을 느끼게 합니다. 좀 더 위중한 병세로 발전하지 않을까 걱정되는 게 사실이고 본인조차 그런 증상을 겪기도 하는데요. 이는 뇌의 인지력에 관한 문제라고 하는데 포스파티딜세린은 뇌 건강을 위한 성분이며 뇌 세포막을 구성하는 중요한 요소라 하네요. 그런데 이는 뇌 기능을 유지하며 인지력 개선에 필수 성분이지만 체내에서 합성되지 않게 별도의 섭취가 필요하며 포스파티딜세린을 섭취 시 노화 인지력 개선에 도움을 줄 수 있습니다. 실제 65세에서 78세를 대상으로 한 실험에서 12주 후 인지력 개선이 나온 것이 확인되었습니다. 따라서 이에 도움 줄 만한 건강식품이 출시되었는데 그 과정은 매우 어려웠다고 하는데요. 포스파티딜세린 425g을 얻기 위해서 대두 100kg을 추출해야 하는 과정을 거쳤으며 이를 위해 미국산 프리미엄 대두 원료를 선별하여 80%의 순도 제품을 만들었습니다. 오늘 소개해드리는 파마코 브레인 PS는 하루 섭취량 100%를 충족하는 제품이며 돌싱폼앤 미우새 등 국내 지상파 방송에도 홍보되고 홈쇼핑에서도 완판되는 등 인기리 판매 중이라고 합니다. 구독자분들 본인의 뇌 건강을 위해서나 부모님, 지인들을 위해 좋은 선물이 될 것 같습니다. 후기에 부모님을 위해 선물했다가 효과가 좋았다며 꾸준히 계속 주문한 분도 계시고 저희 역시 주변 분들에게 선물해 드렸더니 매우 만족해 하셨습니다. 트래블튜브 구독자 특별 프로모션 가격으로 일주일만 진행하며 하루 한 포로 평생을 지켜내세요. 한 박스를 구매하면 한 박스를 더 드리는 1+1 특별가 구매는 아래 고정 댓글의 링크를 통해 부탁드리겠습니다. 트래블튜브였습니다. 감사합니다.